The Pokemon World Championships is almost here. It's in fact this weekend, I believe. And while everyone is expecting the usual decks from recent regionals to be popping up, as well as a couple of new decks from Pitch Black, such as Mega Excadrill and so on and so forth. You know, everyone's expecting Dragapult to be there, Zoroark to be there, maybe stuff like Festival Lead, Crustle, all the usual contenders that have been doing well in recent regionals. There are also a couple of underdogs that might end up seeing a ton of play and also maybe some success, such as a new deck coming from Pitch Black, Toucannon. So I did mention this card in my set list review video, and this card is pretty good. Has aerial draw. Once during your turn, you may use this ability, draw a card. It's not hard once per turn, so if you have multiple Toucannons, you can just get a little bit of extra draw power. But Feather Rondo is why this card is so good. For 1 colorless energy, it does 60 damage, and then 20 more damage for each benched Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. We've seen very similar attacks like this on a lot of Pokemon, which do more damage for all bench Pokemon. Of course, Lily's Clefairy is a very, very popular one because Dragapult is so prevalent in the format. So this card is pretty much a one prize version of those Pokemon. Now, taking into account the max amount of damage you can actually do with this card, doesn't seem like a whole lot. 20 damage for each benched Pokemon, both yours and your opponent. So if both of you have a full bench of 5 Pokemon, you are doing, what, 260 damage maximum? I mean, that's pretty decent, but it's not really enough to knock out some Pokemon in the format. Zoroark EX is 280, Dragapult has 310, and then you've got all the Megas that have like really high HP, if not like 300 plus HP. But this deck does have some very powerful tools in order to increase your bench size. For example, Area 0 Underdepths. If we have a Terra Pokemon in play, we can increase our bench size by an extra 3, giving us even more damage, an extra 60 damage. That does actually come up because that brings us up to a maximum of 320 damage, which is very, very good. We can knock out so much stuff. There are some Pokemon it just misses shy of, but that's perfectly fine. We're a one prize deck, so if we get knocked out, not really bothered because we can just bring up a different Pokemon or another Toucannon and take the knockout of them then. But what do we play alongside Area 0 Underdepths? Well, we are playing Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon. With Cornerstone Stance, prevent all damage from attacks done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon that have an ability. So if you're up against a deck that just relies on abilities for pretty much all of its attacks, you can instead just sit on this and use Toucannon as a draw support instead, and then if you need to bring it in to clean up, then you can do, obviously. This doesn't work against every single deck, and this is the only Terra we're playing to increase our deck size. There are multiple different lists for Toucannon, but this is the list that I am currently playing. Some lists have been playing stuff like Wellspring Mask Ogerpon with Terrapagos, some lists have been playing it with Dragapult. There's a ton of different variations of this deck, but this is the one that I decided to go with. So going over the deck list, we have 1 Shaman for bench protection, we have 1 Chen Pal, which allows us to remove a Stadium in play when we put it onto our bench. This can also be very good in the late game. Say your opponent has 2 prize cards left and they're looking to knock out your Cornerstone, or your Cornerstone, or your Fezandipity, and you have Area 0 Underdepths in play. You could bench Chempal, remove the Area 0, and remove your own Fezandipity, or your own Cornerstone, or your own Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon, denying them that final 2 prize knockout. Very, very useful card. 1 Lily's Clefairy EX for those pesky Dragon-type Pokemon, 2 Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon, 1 Fezandipity, 1 Tatsugiri, 2 Fan Rotom, and we are playing the Hoothoot Noctowl with a 3-3, because we are obviously playing Terra Pokemon, so we can just search our deck for any 2 trainer Pokemon we want. And then for the Toucannon line, we're playing 3 Pikipek. You can't see because my avatar, we're playing 3 Pikipek, 2 Trumbeak, as well as 2 Toucannon. 4 Buddy Buddy Puffin, 3 Fighting Gun, which can search Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon, 2 Night Stretcher, 4 Pokepad. Our ace pick of choice is Prime Catcher, playing 2 Rare Candy, 1 Ultra Ball, 1 Wondrous Patch, 3 Area 0 Underdepths, and then for our supporters we're playing 2 Boss's Orders, 2 Crispin, 4 Dawn, 1 Kieran to give us a little bit of extra damage or a switch if we need it, 1 Alana's Aid to recover back our non-Roblox Pokemon and basic energies, 1 Air Balloon, and then for our energies we have 3 Fighting and 3 Psychic. The very good thing about Toucannon is that it's a colorless, so it doesn't require specific types of energy for its attacks. But we obviously have the Psychics to use Lily's Clefairy, and we have the Fightings to use Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon. So I'm going to take this deck onto the ladder, play a couple of games with it, see how we do. I haven't played with this deck before, so this is going to be my first time playing the deck, so mistakes may happen, misplays may happen, but it is a learning experience, and let's see what we're facing on the ladder. I imagine there'll be quite a few people testing for worlds, so maybe we'll see a variety of decks, or maybe we'll just see some random stuff. Okay, our first game, we have a dragon coin. This could be a Dragapult deck. Going first or second with this deck, not really certain. I think we want to go second, I believe. Maybe we want to go first. Maybe if we are an evolution deck, so I imagine going first is probably the better play. We'll see. I think they're called tails. They do. Do I want to go first? Is a good question. I will go first, and then for the next game I will see what it's like going second, so we can decide if we want to go first or if we want to go second. And with this hand, it's not that good. I mean, we do have a Cornerstone, so we could possibly get to the Fan Rotom and get ourselves some stuff for next turn. So it is Dragapult. I'm going to Buddy Poffin for a Fan Rotom, and wow, we prized 2 Picky Pecks. That is a problem. Does this thing have free retreat? No, it doesn't. I'm going to get Fan Rotom and a Hoot Hoot. And we're going to use Fan Rotom. I'm going to get another Hoot Hoot and probably 2 Noctowls. Yes, I will do that. Bench the Hoot Hoot, pre-bench this, and we'll attach a energy onto the Picky Peck and pass the turn. If we get Badooed, that will be fairly annoying. And they do instantly grab a Badoo out. Playing another Pokepad. I mean, getting Badooed is like not too bad at the moment. They've started with 3 Pokepads. Doesn't Pokepad for a Dracloak for next turn unless they already have one. They do have a Lily. That's probably why they didn't use it. Are you playing anything else? Any energy attachments, or otherwise you can't? Yep, there's the energy. Into the Badoo. And we're going to get Chi Polland. We're going to Ultra Ball first. Probably to get a Dracloak for next turn. So in this instance, off of Noctowl, I probably want to... Well, I only have the 1 Picky Peck, which is going to be a problem, but I could try and go for a Lily's Clefairy setup instead. To get a Meowth, which is interesting, to guarantee a supporter for next turn. We get another Fan Rotom, which we can't use, unfortunately. So I think I want to probably go for a Lily's Clefairy setup, because then I can just get rid of these Dragapults if needs be. So we're going to Noctowl. With Noctowl, I want to grab probably a Dawn. Let's see here. I want to grab definitely an Area 0. We do have 2 Noctowls to use. And I'm probably going to grab a Dawn, I think, so we can get a Trumbeak. Evolution for next turn. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. So we are going to then Dawn. I'm going to grab Clefairy, Trumbeak, Toucannon most likely. Evolve into Trumbeak, which can kill this Badoo. Coin's heads attack does nothing. If heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from and effects of attacks done to this Pokemon. So it is a coin flip, but like, we might as well do it, I guess. Put this here. Bench the Clefairy. I'm going to preemptively put an energy here. And then I'm going to Noctowl again. And I'm probably going to grab a Night Stretcher in case something gets knocked out. And could get a support for next turn. But this boss is looking very nice because we can get the Toucannon. I think I just get... not really certain on what to get because I think I'm pretty good for now because we only have the one. So I think I'm just going to grab another Dawn, I suppose. Not really sure. Right, we're gonna try for it, might as well. It's Tails, it doesn't do anything. And we do get the knockout. If we can get a Picky Peck here, that would be nice. We do not. So we do have 2 Picky Pecks in prizes, which is very annoying. I do put down the Pheasantipity. That is probably something I am looking to boss up for next turn. Is this list playing Rare Candy is the question. But even if they do Rare Candy, a Jet Headbutt does not KO. They do have Meowth. So we do have 2 possible knockouts if we get another Noctowl set up. Get Hilda, interesting. Are they playing... do they have the Rare... are they playing Rare Candy? Again, Energy and Dragapult. We're going to flip the script. So currently we are doing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 200. We're doing 260 at the moment. Which is a pretty decent amount of damage. Though not having access to Picky Peck is a bit annoying. Putting the Fire Energy on the active, even though it's not evolved, they might be... again, they might play Rare Candy. That's just something I need to be wary about. Yep, they do have the Rare Candy. So I'm probably going to be wanting to knock... oh, the Rare Candying the bench? Interesting. I mean, if they bench more Pokemon, I just do more damage, so it kind of helps me. Do get another Cornerstone, so we are going to evolve into the Toucannon. And then I am going to probably just... no, because I want to use this boss, which is a problem. So I do want to get rid of probably the Fez, although getting rid of this would be very nice, but I don't have, unless I just spam my bench with a bunch of stuff. I mean, yeah, I could do that. I do have the ability to do that. I'm going to draw, get a Fighting Energy, or Fighting Gong, just to thin the deck a little bit. Probably should have done that first. So we are going to just bench a whole bunch of stuff. Actually, I do want to leave some space for Picky Pecks in case I do get them. So I think I'm just going to go after the Fez. And we're going to Feather Rondo. So yeah, I could have benched 3 more Pokemon to knock out the Dragapult, but I want to leave space for Picky Pecks, which we didn't get off of the prize cards. So I wonder what the A-Spec is. Because they didn't... they do have another Hilda. Are they playing Neo Upper Energy? Or are they playing Unfair Stamp? We get a Dracloak and another Energy. Gonna Rare Candy into another Dragapult. Because the fact that I've prized 2 Picky Pecks is very, very annoying. Though if I do knock out this Dragapult, we just need to take a KO with anything really, because I'll be down to 1 prize. And this Lily's Clefairy is looking to be a threat. Do get back the Fez. So I think they've used 2 Night Stretchers. Oh, no, they've only used 1. Putting down a Dust Skull. But you're just fueling my bench, which is not a thing you want to be doing, because now I can do more damage. And you're attached onto the bench and passing. And they're just going to concede. I think they realise that them putting more stuff on the bench just means I do more damage. Moving on to game 2. So I was going to say going first worked pretty well there, but we did prize 2 Picky Pecks. We still were able to take the game. I think my opponent just made a bunch of misplays, really. It heads, so we are going to choose. I still think going first was pretty nice. We'll do it again. Because I was able to get some stuff established. And we are an evolution deck playing Rare Candy, so I think that is probably what we want to be doing. With this start, depending on what we're up against, it might be looking to be a donk. Depending on what we draw, that doesn't really help us. And we're gonna pass. This is Greninja. Bench attach. Anything else? Lily's Determination. Greninja. I don't think we have anything to stop Greninja's ability, which can be a bit of a problem. And Mega Greninja does have a lot of health. It has 350, I think, and then the other Greninja has 310, I believe. But the other Greninja is a Terror, so maybe they overbench by mistake. We are going to get Itch Pollen most likely. Yep. Only 1 Froakie. It's fine by me. I'm going to Dawn for I have to get a Cornerstone if I want to get stuff established. Can't use this because it's past our first turn. Get a Toucannon and we will get another Noctowl. Bench this, use this. Sadly, we can't use the things that I'm wanting to search, which is this and this. That is pretty annoying. I'm gonna get a 0. And I guess I just have to get this, even though I can't use it. Search again. Then again, Mega Greninja does have an ability, so we could just sit on Corner Mask Ogapon. I'm gonna get a Crispin. And if we ever get rid of this thing, just grab one of these. Slap this down. Attach here. And go ahead. Just in a bit of a waiting game. Probably we actually should have gotten a... Just gonna get rid of the stadium. That's fine. They're gonna put anything else down? So they did Lily and then not play anything else. Okay, they're going to Meowth for a supporter. Probably a Lily. Maybe they're that desperate to get stuff going. It's going to be a Hilda. Searching for an evolution and an energy card. Getting Greninja and the other energy, I forgot what it is. The one that counts as free. They're going to go for a double KO. I see what you are doing. But then that just lets me do my stuff. They are just going for the Mirage Barrage, which lets them take a double KO, but like these Noctiles aren't really doing anything, so you're just helping free up my bench. You do get 2 prizes, but like now I can use items and stuff. Ah, they can't read. Yeah, it can't be damaged while on the bench, so you only get 1 prize. Is it 2 bench Pokemon? No, it's just do it to your opponent's Pokemon. So I'm just gonna Buddy Puffin for Picky Peck. I guess I'll slap an air balloon on here. Good Night Stretcher for the Hoothoot. But I need to get another Picky Peck is the problem. And I could just demolish this. If I need be to get some damage on it. Guess we'll do that. Get 1 of each. Put this one to the end. Put this one here. Slap this on here. I am going to actually Night Stretcher for this Hoothoot. I'm going to retreat into this, and we are going to demolish. Get some damage on the board. So if they Mirage Barrage again, they have like choices, I guess. Like, do they want to get rid of the Picky Peck, or do they want to get rid of the Hoothoot? That lets me get stuff. But they don't know that my hand is not very good at the moment. Yeah, really digging for something. There's the thing you were probably digging for. 1 Froakie. You prized the others. Okay, attach onto there so they can't use Mirage Barrage again. Because they've already attached for turn. They could just Shinobi Blade. They are just going to Shinobi Blade. Search their deck for anything they want. But I do think this thing is in range of a Toucannon. And I can just retreat this Cornerstone. It's like, as long as it's on the bench, it's not getting killed unless it's from a Mega Greninja ability. Do get another Buddy Puffin. I will... I mean, I might as well get something out to increase my damage and also thin the deck a bit. We are going to Rare Candy. Yes, I would like to do this one. Into Toucannon, we're going to evolve here. We are going to draw a card. Should have kept that bench space open, but it's fine. I'm going to retreat. I'm going to move off a fighting, specifically. And we're going to Featherondo. Take 2, please be good. I mean, it's kind of useful, I guess. We get another Picky Peck. We're going to bring up Badoo. Don't know what they got off of the Greninja because it doesn't tell us. It's just put a card into your hand, so it could be anything. Could have been that Dunsparce, you never know. They're going to evolve into Frogadier, okay. So I'm interested in what they actually searched. Could have been a Mega Greninja for the Frogadier. They're going to attach another Water Run, so they are probably setting it up for a Mega Greninja. So that is something I want to try and get rid of. We're able to get a Noctowl, and that would be nice. We can get ourselves a boss and get rid of that Frogadier and set them back. I was going to say that does it, but we can't use the boss. Gong, can't use that. I mean, we could Kieran. We only get back the Noctowl and the energy, which is a bit annoying. I could just Kieran switch, because if they do put in the Mega Greninja, it can't be damaged buy Cornerstone Mask, but they can still use the ability on it, which will knock it out. I think I'm just gonna save this hand and just Feather Rondo. Because that puts us in a situation where we just need to kill the Mega Gren and we win. Get a Dawn, that's very nice. That'll help us in recovering. Okay, they're going to Ultra Ball. Because I do believe we still have a Toucannon in the deck. I can use the Fighting Gong to check. But I do want to try and get my bench. Then again, they haven't committed too much of a bench themselves. So that is also a thing. Because then this Mega Greninja is going to need 2 attacks to get rid of. Did they prize the Mega Greninjas? No, they're just going to get a normal Greninja. Maybe they prize the Mega ones? That is also kind of a problem because they can Mirage Barrage, which is what they're going to do. But what are they going to get rid of is the question. They might accidentally go after, they're just going to Shinobi Blade. Oh yeah, we're also resistant to fighting, so it doesn't kill us. That's good to know. Interesting, so if I can get rid of this Greninja, then I'm in a very good position. But again, it's going to take 2 attacks. And I can also just put down this Shaman so they can't hit the bench with Mirage Barrage. Put on the Noctowl because it has free retreat. A Psychic. I need to increase my bench size. No, I want to view all. Okay, we do have another Toucannon, that's good. So I can grab Noctowl. I can grab Noctowl, Toucannon, and then just, I guess, Fez. To draw some cards? Yeah, we'll do that. We'll get a Fez, a Noctowl, and a Toucannon. I'm going to Noctowl first, so that I can get my Stadium. Oop. And we're going to grab out... Don't think it really matters. I guess the Night Stretcher. Slap this down. I'm going to bench you. You. Probably you as well. No. No, I'm going to use this stretcher for the Picky Peck. Put that down, put this down, put this on here. We can draw a card. We can draw 3 cards. Very nice. We're going to Pokepad for... This could come up, so I'm going to get this. And then we are going to retreat into the Toucannon and smack for 240 damage. So they can't Mirage Barrage. If they put down a Stadium, I just get rid of my EXs. Simple as that. I just get rid of this, this, and probably this. Actually, no, I think I'll get rid of one of the Noctowls. Because this 70 could actually come up. Fueling my damage, as always. I think... How many Night Stretchers do we play? I might have already used both of them. Could be a problem. Body Puffing for nothing. Have they prized like all of their basics? Because they've used, what, 1... There's a Froakie under this, there's a Froakie here. They've used 2 Buddy Puffins to get 1 Pokemon, which I find very interesting. So if they Shinobi Blade, it doesn't kill, and if they Mirage Barrage, then it doesn't do anything. So we are in a very good situation, because we take 30 less damage from fightings, so Shinobi Blade actually doesn't knock us out. There's 140, which means we can knock out next turn. I can also... oh wait, no, I have Lana's Aid to get the Toucannon, or to get the other Toucannon, so I can just do that. I might just do that. So I'm fairly set up. Nope. And they conceded. You can always tell when they concede, because for some reason the bench just like squishes back down for some reason. But we are currently 2-0. In the coin once again, I don't know what they picked. Did they pick heads? We've won every single coin flip. I'm gonna actually go second this time. Probably a bad choice, but I'm gonna do it. See how it fares going second. Oh, this would have been such a good going first hand. Double Puffin and Pokepad. Starting with the... ooh, we're up against a Beedrill. This one could be fairly interesting because they also rely a lot on Stadium. And so do we. And they also need multiple Beedrills to get KOs. So we'll see how this one plays out. Going first for them is probably actually really good because they can Stadium next turn and just zoom all the way up into the big Beedrills. No energy attachment, doesn't really matter because we need one energy for stuff. We're going to Buddy Puffin for a Fan Rotom and a Picky Peck. We are going to Buddy Puffin again. This time I'm going to get a Hoot Hoot and a Picky Peck. We are going to Pokepad this time for... might actually get a Tatsu, to be honest. Because I kinda need a supporter, but then I can't put down a... we'll get a Toucannon. And then we will Fan Call for Noctowl, Trumbeak. Slap an energy here. I guess we could Crispin as well, just to burn through our deck a bit. Put this one into the hand, put this one here. Just thins the deck a little bit. It's not something I really want to be using this early, but this deck only takes like one shots. It only has one attack. Do they have the Stadium? Let's say, because I have these two Noctowls. I'm going to Meowth. Probably Imagine for Lily. Or anything else they might be playing. Yep, a Lily's Determination. Pokepad. Probably to get a Dunsparce. No, they're going to get Kakuna. Okay, so they do have Forest. Into Kakuna, into Beedrill. So they do have one B online. So they are doing 110 damage currently. Another Weedle. The Dunsparce. Are they able to find more Kakunas and Beedrills? Because if so, this is going to be a pretty dicey game for me, because I do not have a whole lot to do with this current hand. Getting double Beedrill and another bug catching set for one Kakuna, so they can get a second Beedrill. But do they have the energy? Because this deck only plays a small amount of energies. Oh wow, they're going to get free Beedrills. Okay then. They do have the energy, and they're going to Buddy Puffin. So you don't really need free Beedrills against this deck. They are also playing the Arbolivia. They are burning out their hand. But that's also a thing, is that maybe the rest of their hand doesn't really do a whole lot. They are going to go down to 0 cards in hand. Very risky play because you're only getting one prize card. I personally would have gone a Dunsparce. That seems like a very risky play to do. Why did I put up the Trumbeak? Oh wow, we are literally doing nothing. This is fun. I'll evolve here. Put this here. Yeah, I could boss up the Meowth. Because they have one card in hand. Sure, we'll do this. Tails, nice. So they have one card in hand. So like, they're preying on a top deck. Wow, they actually got the energy. And a Lily, okay then. They are cheating. Literally the exact thing they needed to get out of this lock. A Lily and an energy. That's just incredible. I think we've lost this one, in all honesty. I can get a Toucannon next turn, but like, I don't really have a whole lot else going. Unless I get, I don't know, like a Cornerstone Mask. I don't think we are recovering from this game. She's an issue. Oh my god, that's exactly what I needed. Speak of the devil and it will show itself. Right, we're getting you. This thing is weak to grass, but it's getting one shot anyway. But I do need a Terra. And we can't get a stage 2 bench. Do this. Yep. I will grab my stadium and a Poffin, most likely. Put that down. Poffin for Piggy Peck. Hoot Hoot. We will draw a card. Nice. I'll draw 3 more cards. Nice. Okay, can I mean, I could retreat, knockout, and get some prize cards. And then I have Hoot Hoot into Noctowl, so I'm currently doing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. We're doing 260. This is 280, and then another one is 300 stuff. I think I'm just going to prime up Meowth, put this up, retreat back into the Toucannon, and now we are on equal prizes. But at the same time, they can just use 2 bosses' orders, and I lose the game. Do we get a Lana so we can get some recovery? Which I kind of do need, because we have a Piggy Peck in discard. So they can literally just boss, get some of the game. They are going to get rid of the stadium. I guess I get rid of something that's easy to knock out. I'll get rid of this. Just get rid of one of my EXs. So they can't boss it up and then get rid of it. They don't really need the forest, in all honesty, because they only need 2 Beedrills. Which I find a bit strange that they're overcommitting to these Beedrills and these things, because they only need 2. They're only getting 2 Pokemon. It's fine. Bench another one, bench another one. Come on, bench another one, you know you want to. Please, bench another one. See, these are the things that they know it does more damage for each Pokemon in play, so they are deliberately not putting enough Pokemon down for me to take the knockout. Piggyback, because I'm just going to Hoot Hoot for Stuff's Pokepad. I guess I will just grab a random Pokemon to put onto the bench. That is what I'm trying to do at the current moment. So we Lana. I don't even know anything about this. Is that can I get multiple down single instance? Do I have both things in discard? No, I only have one. Do this. Yes, I would like to use Jewel Seeker. We are going to get Rare Candy and probably Stadium. I can Lana for a bunch of stuff, but then I'm still in a pretty bad situation because again I can't one-shot this thing unless he also commits to a bench. So I'm just going to get these, and then I'm going to get rid of the Stadium. I'm going to Lana for both of these. Probably my energies. Oh, I'm fine on energies. And probably a Toucannon. I kind of don't want to put down any more EXs if I'm all in being honest. Oop. Put an energy here. Going to draw a card. It's a Pokepad. I will use that just to get anything out. This could be useful. Bench that. This is 280. Bench the Tatsugiri. This is 300. If they literally just had one more bench Pokemon, then I could have taken the knockout. But sadly not. 300. But this could be winnable. Could be winnable. Fan Rotom is something I can attack with. I've got how many energies I actually play. I think it's 3 and 3, so I should have 1 fighting left. Run away, draw. I think they're probably digging for a boss's orders or something, which is a bit annoying. But can I still win even if they get rid of the cornerstone? Because I'm doing, what, 200 and something? I would need to set up another 2 Toucannons, which is a bit of a problem. Are they going to go for Arbolivia? They're going to boss. Okay, they're going for the cornerstone. I am perfectly not okay with this, because now they just need to kill and they win. So I think I've lost this. I'll get rid of these. Yeah, I have pretty much lost this. That does not matter. Because they have this ready, like, I have been checkmated. Good game. So that was Toucannon. Overall, the deck seems very 50-50. I say that about quite a few decks. Like, those first 2 games we did fairly well, even if it was very slow to get going, especially that first game. I only had access to 1 Picky Peck, but still managed to pull through, though I think my opponent just made a bunch of misplays. Second game was also like a bit slow, but I was also to get established very, very quickly, although very quickly, very slowly. But eventually I was able to get established, and then that third game, I was just bricking the first few turns. Like, if I didn't get that Dawn, I probably would have just conceded. But also, knocking out a Pokemon with that much HP, if your opponent doesn't commit to bench space, you're still only taking 2-hit KOs, which is a bit annoying, because if they know, oh, this Pokemon does more damage for each bench Pokemon, both mine and my opponent's, I just won't bench as much, which really screws up your maths in trying to one-shot things, especially stuff with 300 HP plus. Because if your opponent just has like 1 or 2 bench spaces, and you have all 8 of yours, that's still only 260 damage, which is kind of annoying. But I can see why other versions of this deck probably play other attackers, like some lists again play Terrapagos, play Wellspring Mask, they play Dragapult, because you're not constantly relying on Toucannon at that point. It's like, you can use Toucannon as a one-prize big hitter, but you also have these other Pokemon that also do very similar things, like Terapagos, I think, does the exact same thing, but it's only for your bench Pokemon. Wellspring Mask, you can lock a Pokemon in the active, and you can also do some bench hitting. And then Dragapult's Dragapult. You know, you can bench hit and also do a bunch of damage to the active. That type of thing. So this deck is, like, pretty decent. I could see seeing play as a pretty good rogue deck. Maybe it'll see some play at Worlds, some representation at Worlds. Maybe it makes it to the top cut, because people don't expect it. That's kind of what happens at these types of events. Like that one time Iron Thorns won Worlds because nobody was prepared for it. It was also just really good into all the current decks at the time. Maybe no one expects this, and it does really, really well. Going into rotation, however, next year, this deck, I don't think it'll be staying around because we lose all the Terra Pokemon, all the Stellar Pokemon. They all go next rotation, so not really many ways that we can increase bench size. So I think it's just going to be a one and done type deck. Like, it'll see play, and then when rotation comes around, I think it'll drop off unless we see other ways that we can increase bench size. Just have to wait and see, but this deck does have potential to be good, and it is also a colorless, which, you know, makes it that much more splashable inside of decks. Like, you could just throw this into a deck as like a draw support and also just a good one prize attacker, because it's just a colorless. It doesn't require specific types of energy or anything like that, and it is pretty good. And that fighting resistance actually does come up. Like, that Greninja doesn't one-shot. I believe Lucario's Aura Jab doesn't one-shot. So that's also something that could come up with this deck. If you're looking for something more roguish, something that's not like mega competitive, something that you can have a bit of fun with, something that has diversity in the ways that you can play it and the ways you can build it, I would recommend Toucannon. It was a pretty fun deck to play, and also a bit hard to play, like thinking of what to get off of your Noctowls and also your Dawns. Just like trying to plan out your way of establishing your board was very fun to do, and I recommend this deck. It's not overly complicated, but it can be a little bit complex, and it does require a little bit of thinking compared to other decks in the format. And that is it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you think about Toucannon. Is this a card or a deck that you have been playing recently? Is this a deck that you're looking to pick up? What do you think of the deck? Let me know what build of the deck you're playing, what you think this deck could be paired with, so on and so forth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of that nonsense. Any and all support is greatly appreciated, and you take care. Also, I apologise for the lack of uploads on the past, like 2 weeks. I've been sick, and I still am a little bit sick. I've just got a bit of a stuffy nose, but videos are coming back. Don't worry, I'm not dead.